Are you tired of the daily job hunt and looking for a way to break free from unemployment and take control of your life financially? You are in the right place, because in this video I'm going to break down a step-by-step process on how you can start freelancing and become a successful freelancer regardless of your education level or your internet skills level or any skills level for that matter. In this video, I'm going to cover everything that you need to know in order to become a successful freelancer, from identifying the right skills to using the right platforms up to the strategies that you can implement that will help you generate consistent clients every single month. Hi there, my name is Sadiq Umar. I am a full-time freelancer living in Nigeria, and this video is going to be based on my personal experience of starting freelancing and becoming a full-time freelancer. Let us start with what is freelancing exactly. Freelancing is a work arrangement in which you as an individual offer your skills and your time to clients on a project basis. As a freelancer, you are self-employed. Instead of working for a single company or single organization, you are working for multiple clients at the same time. Now, why should you choose to become a freelancer instead of getting a full-time job? There are many benefits to becoming a freelancer instead of getting a full-time job. The first benefit is the independence. Working as a freelancer, you have the independence to choose the client you work with. You can choose the services you provide. You can choose what you do as a freelancer. Instead of a full-time job, you will have a list of responsibilities, and your boss can at any time add another responsibility to you. If you are working as a freelancer, you choose a specific service that this is what I'm going to do, and anything else, no client is going to bring you anything that you don't want to do. Another major benefit of freelancing is the earning potential. If you become a successful freelancer, it is going to be extremely hard to find a single company that can afford to pay you what freelancing is going to pay you. So earning potential is one of the major benefits of freelancing over getting a full-time job. Another benefit of freelancing is the flexibility. As a freelancer, you have the flexibility to work when you want, where you want, and how you want to work. As a freelancer, you can work in the morning, you can work only at night, you can work certain days in a week, you can work from anywhere in the world, anytime. Now up to the big question. How can you start freelancing and become a successful freelancer? I'm going to give you a 4-step process that you can follow in order to start freelancing and become a successful freelancer. Now, before we dive in, I'm going to say this. Building anything sustainable is going to take time. Freelancing is one of the fastest ways to start making money online, but that doesn't mean you can learn about freelancing today and start making money tomorrow. You need to learn a few things and implement a few strategies in order to get clients and start earning money consistently on a consistent basis. With that in mind, we are going to start with the first step, which is identify your skills. There are literally hundreds of services that you can choose and start offering as a freelancer, but the service that you choose is going to depend on several factors. The first thing is your learning capability. There are many services that include video editing, graphic design, logo design, proofreading, editing, transcription, data entry, the list goes on. So as a beginner, the service you choose to sell is going to depend on, first, your learning capability. If you choose to become a graphic designer, make sure learning graphic design is not going to take you 100 hours. If you have no background in graphic design and you know you don't have an eye for design, you would rather choose something else. If you choose something like data entry is something that anybody can learn within a short amount of time. And so as proofreading and editing and transcription, all of these are services that you can learn easily within a day or two to start offering as a freelancer. So the first thing you should consider is you should choose to sell a service that is not going to take too much, that is not going to take you too much to learn and develop at least a decent level of skill to start offering as a freelancer. And the next thing you should consider is you should choose to sell a service that you have all the resources needed to deliver a project on that service. Many services that you can choose to start selling as a freelancer, you can deliver on a computer, any type of computer. But there are some services that will require a computer with high capacity. And there are some services that, will require a virtual meeting. That is a video call, a video meeting with client. And if you choose to sell a service that requires a virtual meeting with client, you need to make sure you have a computer that can handle a virtual meeting with client. So you should consider every service that you want to sell, you have to make sure that you have the resources to deliver the project. The next thing that you should keep in mind when choosing the right service is you should choose a service that doesn't require too much access to your client business. If you are just starting out as a new freelancer, you have no previous experience, you have no reviews, you have no credibility, it is going to be hard for some client to trust you with some high level of access to their business. So if you choose to do something like, let's say, project management, and you need access to your client project management service, and your client spends some time and money into building their project management systems, they might feel a little bit uncomfortable with sharing that level of access to a new freelancer. So it's better to choose a service that doesn't require too much access to your client business. I recently did a video about the top services that beginners should start selling as freelancers. So I will put a link to that video in the description of this video, so you can check that out after I finish this video and learn the best services that you can start offering as a new freelancer. Okay, when you identify the skills that you want to start selling as a freelancer, it's time to move to the next step, which is build an impressive portfolio. Your portfolio is basically your personal showcase. Your portfolio is what your potential client is going to look at to evaluate your skills, to determine whether they want to work with you or not. And your portfolio is going to include a couple of things. Your portfolio is going to include your profile picture, that is your nice smiling face, and a good practice is you shall always use a picture that shows you clearly your smiling face, and you shall avoid using a picture that has too much noise in the background. If you have a picture that has too much noise in the background, consider removing the background or taking another picture. You shall also have a short description of yourself and the services you are offering. Your portfolio shall also include a sample of your work. I know as a beginner it is going to be hard to present a sample project since you are a beginner, you haven't completed any jobs previously. So what you should do in this case is you should either take on a personal project, do a volunteer project, or create a sample project to include in your portfolio. Building an impressive portfolio is crucial, especially when you are just starting out. I recently did a video about how you can create an impressive portfolio as a complete beginner. I'm going to put a link to that video in the description of this video, so make sure to watch that video and learn how to craft a compelling portfolio for yourself. Okay, at this stage, you already choose the skills that you want to start offering as a freelancer. You also create an impressive portfolio. It's time to move to the next step, which is choose a freelancing platform. There are three major freelancing platforms, which are Upwork.com, Fiverr.com, and Freelancer.com. I personally don't like Freelancer.com, so I recommend you either choose Upwork or Fiverr.com. There are many ways to start freelancing, but using a freelancing platform is the best way, especially if you are just starting out. If you are just starting out as a beginner, you need to use a freelancing platform. And my personal recommendation is Upwork. I also recently did a tutorial on how to create freelancer profile on Upwork. I'm going to put a link to that video in the description of this video, so make sure to check it out and set up your profile on Upwork. Okay, when you set up your profile on Upwork, it's time to go to the most important step, which is strategies for finding clients. Client is everything. Without client, you are not a freelancer. There are many ways that freelancers use to generate clients. Some freelancers use Facebook groups, some freelancers use social media, create social media content, some freelancers even use YouTube to find clients, and some freelancers, or most freelancers, use freelancing platform. And as a beginner, if you are just starting out, using freelancing platform is one of the best options for you. So what you shall do is, you shall set up your profile in a freelancing platform, and you shall learn how to write a good proposal. Proposal is what is going to start a conversation between you and your potential client. So writing a good and compelling proposal is one of the key aspects of getting a job as a freelancer. So in order to start generating consistent clients, you need to learn how to write a good and compelling proposal that will start a conversation between you and your potential client. I also recently did a video about how to apply for a job on Upwork and how to write a good proposal on Upwork. So I'm going to also put a link to those videos in the description of this video. So make sure to watch those videos and learn how to write a good proposal and learn how to apply for a job on Upwork. And in those videos, you will also find all the tips that I have for new freelancers that you can use to start generating clients fast. So these are my 4-step process that you can follow in order to start freelancing and become a full-time freelancer. Like I said in the beginning of this video, this process takes time. It takes time to develop the skills, to develop at least a decent level of skills in whatever service you choose to start selling as a freelancer. It takes time to learn how to navigate the freelancing platforms. It takes time to learn how to write a good proposal, and it takes time to start delivering the project and learn client communication and all of the things involved in becoming a successful freelancer. If you enjoy the video, please give it a like. Also, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and I will see you in the next video.